Researcher Minave wishes to verify that the infections are increasing.
To work?
Let's see what we have. At your service.
Master Lavellen, on behalf of the Inquisition.
A pleasure, sir. We so rarely have a chance to meet anyone new. So you must be a guest of Madame de Fer. Or are you here for...
Are you here on business? I have heard the most curious tales of you. I cannot imagine half of them are true.
Everything you've heard? Completely true.
Better and better. The Inquisition...
The Inquisition. What a lot. Washed-up sisters and crazed seekers. Everyone knows it's just an excuse for a bunch of political outcasts to grab power.
The Inquisition is working to restore peace and...
Here comes the outsider. Restoring... We know what your Inquisition truly... If you were a man of honor, you'd step out...
My dear Marquis, how unkind of you to use such language in my... You...
Madame Vivienne...
You should. Whatever am I going to do with you, my lord, you're the wounded party. What would you have me do with this foolish, foolish man?
I think the Marquis has seen the error of his way.
By the grace of Andraste, you have your life, my dear. Do be more careful with it. I'm delighted you could attend this little gathering. I've so... Allow me to introduce myself. I am Vivienne, first enchanter of Montsimard and enchantress to the Imperial Court.
Charmed, Lady Viv.
Ah, but I didn't invite you to the chateau. With divine Justinia dead, the chant... Only the Inquisition might restore sanity and order to our frightened people. As the leader of the last loyal mages of Thedas, I feel it only right that I lend my assistance to your cause.
The Inquisition will be happy to have you.
Great things are beginning, my dear.
Chasing mages, that's a Templar's job. A big, armored, pissed-off helm polisher. Not too late to go find some. Or stay home.
You apparently have a lot of friends.
It's not mine, right? I mean, everyone who wants to shove it to nobles who hide behind gold and silk. And hash, I guess.
Are you just about pranks and revenge?
Well, it's a week. I grease the ballroom, so a wyvern chasing Git has to hunt sprays. Strangely, handmaids leave his heirlooms pay off someone else. Maybe clean streets in Cook. Pish, pish, pish. A lot of people eventually get help or a laugh. Or maybe someone dead, if they deserve it.
I'm glad I met you before someone decided what I did.
You're no hateful ass so far. I'd just get you with a pie or something. Anyway, assassins are bard's job. No fun, that lot. They might plonk a noble, right? But only to raise another. Plus, I'm shy at singing.
Is Red Jenny real? Or was she...
Dunno.
Don't you care?
Not if it works. I mean, red is scary because blood. And Jenny is... And besides, it's easy. Nobles want a bogeyman because they... Numbers, right? It don't have to be so complicated.
Doesn't this mean people think you're guilty of more than you actually...
Suppose. Does it...
Shouldn't it?
Important people kill over imagined insults. I've made more than enough real ones, so no. I don't suppose it does.
Where are the people you
If I knew, there wouldn't be much use. Look, unless your baddies are rocks or trees, they have people they use. Yeah, I know. Wipers, right? You better believe it. Well, anyway. The little people will be there when you need them, in a million little ways.
So lots of little contributions add up in the background, like...
What? Anyway, it just works. Most of the time. Friend of a friend. Mind you, you still have to be smart. Don't bet your life, and to be clear, I'm not into that.
I can play along if it works for you.
You have a choice. Pay or the Inquisition.
We'll talk enough.
It's all good, isn't it? Sitting and waiting. Great, yeah?
Tell me about yourself.
What about me?
Your skill. Who taught...
No one.
That seemed...
What? I picked it up here and there. Mostly it just makes sense. It's not like that to you.
Oh, certainly. Not a day's effort for the naturally...
Well, it's not like that. Takes not like Cullen and his pets. I mean, you miss, then you don't. Is it...
Well, it's not like that for other elves.
Most I know couldn't find an arrow sitting on it. Where would I find one in alleyways anyway?
How about the basics?
Well done.
I got that from the accent.
All over? Okay, fine. Denerim for a bit. South, north, wherever I want.
Oh, you're from wherever. I'm from north wherever.
What?
North wherever. Oh, we had fun on street and or in local tavern.
Oh, hardy ha. It's complicated. I don't like complicated. Let's leave it at that.
I'm just interested in talking.
Don't think so.
Why not?
Well, maybe you're all right. But like that's soulless, right? Never be as good as we were. Well, who's we? I'm just fine.
I think there's more to it than that. A few thousand...
Hey, someone wants to be angry about old debts, be angry. Be a terror that never lets an enemy think. But if you're digging it up so you can wear it, that's just weird. I mean, you Dalish don't really know. You have stories, but that's all... It's all fancy dress, not history.
We'll talk later.
Ready for waiting.
What do you think about...
Again with your people. Right, which ones?
What's your opinion?
She's a bitch, but she knows. She better. Good. Your wish is something, something. Calling an Inquisition is a bit much, isn't it? It's not even... Fair question for me as well, I suppose. At least I'm used to that.
I'll be back if I need you.
Go on.
I met an elven mage earlier. Solus, I believe he was called. I admit I was surprised. I didn't expect... Tell me, why were you at the Divine Conclave?
The war benefits no one. It must end, and order must be
If only the rebels saw things so... Justinia's death has shattered the balance of... If it is not restored quickly, mages, Templars, innocent people of all kinds now look to the Inquisition to decide their fate.
That's why you wanted to be here.
Wouldn't you? For almost 1,000 years, the world... And now many believe you are the agent of his will. Whatever the truth is, that belief gives you power.
If that's true, then I'll put...
I suppose we'll I've stolen enough of your time, my... Yes?
I wanted to ask you about the Circle of
Of course. What do you wish to know?
If the Circle disbanded, how...
The Circle is an idea, my dear. Many of the first enchanters voted for rebellion, caring little that anything short of a unanimous... Rather than dissolving it, Grand Enchanter Fiona's vote split the Circle in two. The rebels follow her.
If you lead all the loyalists, why are you only first enchant...
Grand Enchanters are elected, and since there are no first enchant, I could name myself Grand Enchanter, but the title holds no meaning now. When the circles are restored...
What was it like to...
My dear, your question is the root of all I cannot tell you. Every circle was different. Their Templars were different. And every person within each tower had an... Some people suffered and some were content. Some were cruel, some... The same is true of people everywhere, in all circumstances, whether they are mages or not.
So tell me about your personal experience.
I enjoyed life in the Montsimard Circle, my dear. It was an edifice, and mages need the company of other mages. No one else can truly understand the challenges we face, nor see the world as we do.
You must have been under constant supervision, being forced by Templars to live in the tower.
My dear, I have a suite in the palace and a wing at my dear Duke Bastien's estate. I've never been... Most circles allowed mages to live away from the tower. All that was required was permission from the... Some circles were harsher in their restrictions. Kirkwall was the worst, but it was perhaps too permissive in retrospect.
How did we come to this state with the circle?
A failure of perspective that infected... Mages lived solely in a world of Templars and mages. They could not even... Kirkwall gave the world a reason to remember its fear of magic. A mage killed hundreds with... Across Thedas, a new tangible fear of magic grew. Commoners... But the malcontents in the towers thought nothing of this. They cared only for themselves. When a mage attempted to assassinate Divine Justinia, again, the leadership chose to vote on independence based on the intolerable, sparing no thought to the fact that magic was more feared in the aftermath. So long as they had their freedom, they could care little for riots, angry mobs, or about pitting mages against each other.
Are you familiar with...
We've met. Before her horrendously ill-timed and selfish vote for independence, in her dotage, she could not handle looking after the well. We would have done better to replace her years ago, to let her spend time gardening.
Did they have cause to rebel?
In the aftermath of their terrorist attacks? Was that... By all means protest abuses by the Templars. Just don't do it in a way that's... By voting when they did, my colleagues all but declared war. A war in which we are outnumbered 100 to 1.
I thought the fighting was only between mages and Templars. Why?
The vote for independence was carried by only a small margin. But those who opposed a rash declaration of war against the entire free world, by breaking from the Chantry when they did, the rebels declared anyone who did not wish to support terrorism and the slaughter of innocents was forced to take arms against the... Yes?
I'd like to know more about...
Whatever would you like to know?
Your accent's not Orlesian.
I am from the Circle, my dear. One's country of origin. But if you must know, I was born in Wycombe in the... I was sent to the Ostwick Circle, but I transferred to Montsimard while still an apprentice.
I'm curious how a Circle mage winds up...
Nobody winds up at court, my dear. I caught the eye of Duke Bastien de Ghislaine. An advantageous... When the position of Enchanter to the Imperial Court became vacant, I was able to secure it.
You're married to the Duke de...
Of course not, my dear. Don't be ridiculous. Marriage is the business of alliance and inheritance. I'm Bastien's mistress.
And what does the Duchess de Ghislaine think of this arrangement?
We got along quite well. Duchess Nicoline and I used to host musical salons together. She was a great patron. She passed away from a fever a few years ago, the poor dear.
What duties does a court enchanter...
I am tasked with providing assistance. Most of my predecessors restricted this to lighting. In such troubled times as these, however, I provide political advice to Her Majesty on the subject of the Mage Rebellion.
Though you had granted them power over the very fade...
I have heard rumors
they
of
sang
a way
him.
to reverse the right.
We'll post soldiers a safe distance from the temple.
Our best guess at safe, anyway.
Your worship, for what it's worth, welcome to the Storm Coast. I would have sent word sooner, but our efforts have been... delayed.
How so?
There's a group of bandits operating in the area. They know the terrain, and our small party has had trouble going up against them. Some of our soldiers went to speak with their leader. Haven't heard back, though.
I'll do what I can to find our people.
Thank you, your worship. The soldiers didn't have an exact location for the bandits, but they were starting their... With all this fuss, we haven't been able to conduct a proper... Well, good luck, and enjoy this...
I've news, sir.
What is it?
See for yourself, sir.
Stand down! Prim! How'd we do?
5 or 6 wounded, Chief. No.
That's what I like to hear. Let the throat cutters finish up, then break out the cask. So, you're with the Inquisition, huh? Glad you could make it. Come on, have a seat. Drinks are coming.
Iron Bull, I presume.
Yeah, the horns you... I assume you remember Cremisius Aclassi, my lord.
Good to see you again. Throat cutters are done, Chief.
Already? Have them check again. I don't want any of those Tevinter bastards getting away.
None taken. At least a bastard knows who his mother was. Puts him one up on you Canary, right?
So, you've seen us fight. We're expensive, but we're worth it. And I'm sure the Inquisition can afford us.
The Chargers seem like an excellent...
They are, but you're not just getting the boys. You need a frontline bodyguard. I'm your man. Whatever it is. Demons? And there's one other thing. Might be useful. Might piss you off. Ever hear of the Ben Hasra?
They're a Kunari organization, right?
I'd go closer to spies. Or, well... The Ben Hasrath are concerned about the breach. Magic out of control like that could cause trouble. I've been ordered to join the Inquisition, get close to the people in charge. But I also get reports from Ben Hasrath agents all over Orlais. You sign me on, I'll share them with your people.
You're a Kunari spy.
Whatever happened at that conclave thing, it's bad. So whatever I am...
You still could have hidden what...
From something called the Inquisition. Better you hear it right up front from me.
All right, you're in.
Excellent. Prem, tell the men to finish drinking on the road. The charge...
What about the casks, Chief? We just opened them up with axes.
Find some way to seal them. You're Tevinter, right? Try blood magic. We'll meet you back at Haven.
Dispatch for you.
What is it?
Could prove useful.
Remember how to carry your shields. You're not hiding, you're holding.
Blackwall. Warden Blackwall.
You're not... How do you know my name? That's it. Help or get out. We're dealing with conscripts. Here they come. I wasn't here to fight. Stop and think. Sorry, bastards. Good. Take back what they stole. Go back to your family. You're no farmer. Why do you know my name? Who are you?
I know your name because I'm an agent. I'm investigating whether the disappearance of War...
Maker's balls. The Wardens and the Divine. That can't... First off, I didn't know they disappeared. But we do that, right? No more... But one thing I'll tell you. No Warden killed the Divine. Our purpose isn't political.
Not here to accuse. Not yet. I've only found you.
I haven't seen any Wardens for months. Not much interest because the Archdemon is a decade dead, and no need to conscript. Treaties give Wardens the right to take what we need. Who we need. These idiots forced this fight. They had to do what I said, so I told them to stand. Grey Wardens can inspire. Make you better than you think you are.
It's been a pleasure, Warden Blackwall, but this didn't...
Inquisition. Agent, did you... The Divine is dead and the sky is torn. Events like these, thinking we're absent is almost as bad as thinking we're involved. If you're trying to put things right, maybe you need a Warden. Maybe you need me.
Warden Blackwall, the Inquisition accepts your offer.
Good to hear. We both need to know what's going on. And perhaps I've been keeping to myself for too long. This Warden walks with the